then went over to practice, saw some of the great fans and stuff in there, and got back over here and said, let's go get a drink and go jump in the pool while we're here. But it's only about right now it's probably about 65 degrees. It's chilly out here. So it's been an interesting day, to say. NFC East Mac Daddy.
Oh, is that your name, the NFC East Mac Daddy?
I know I've never written that. I clicked on the link that you had, and it's I don't know how I became the NFC East Mac Daddy.
But you know what though? I'll take it though, because at the end of the day, man, I mean, you want to know what? I mean, since you're out there, man, you're a Cowboys content creator and a part-time lover, so maybe you are the NFC East Mac Daddy.
That name, okay. I'm not trying to be Mac Daddy.
Chris Cantu asks, what position would you be more worried about? What position would be the boys' best area?
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what the talking heads out there have said about practice today, but John, either our defense is extremely good, or our offense, we got to worry. I ended up being with the okay. Here's what pisses me off. Okay, I'm gonna give you what pisses me off. Okay, you know my whole thing is the fat boys are back. All right. If this team is gonna do anything, it's gonna be that front seven that's gonna lead us, and that is the honest to God truth. Because I'm gonna tell you that the offensive line could not contain the defensive line today. And Tristan Hill, who got pancaked yesterday, yesterday it literally was, you lost your manhood. Today he got his manhood back, because you could see that he came in there like gangbusters, and he was unblockable. The offensive line could not get anything going. The offense did not get into the end zone today. And I felt like the last drive that the number ones had was the feel good. You know how when you need a victory for your team, for your players, and you kind of tell a defense, take it easy on the offense, so that way they can, feel good about themselves. I felt like that was the drive that we had. But they stopped it just before they had a chance to go into the end zone. But they were not good, the offense. And I hate to put CeeDee Lamb on blast, but dog, you are now the lead dog. You are the number one guy. And I saw so much alligator arm. He was like, I'll put it like West Coast did. He was making business decisions in practice that,
What?
Yeah.
Did you just say CeeDee Lamb was making business decisions in practice?
Yes. I think about how here's the thing. I'm going to go back old school. And I know I'm old and I'm different, and this is a new NFL and the way things are run and so on. But I think about how Charles Haley played on every single play, and we talking about practice. Okay? You had to keep your head on a swivel because your head was going to come off. Now, I understand we don't hit the way we used to anymore. I get that. I understand that. But I saw jogging. I saw kind of like, okay, you know what, I'm not really going to go out for this pass. Now, I know his hamstring was tight on Monday and stuff like that, but you are now the senior player. It is your wide receiver room right now. Okay? It is your wide receiver room. You have guys that have never made an NFL touchdown. They are going to follow you in your lead. You're about to get paid. You are the number one. You need to act like it.
Okay.
And I need you to lead by example. Charles, man, there was no let up. He went out there. He was going to knock your block off, and you better be prepared for it. If you didn't, you were going to get your head knocked off. And I just saw a bad practice from the offense completely. The offensive line could not contain the defense. And maybe we've got the 85 Bears for a defense. And they're just that good. But the offense, man, that had to work. And I'm going to tell you the difference of Dan Quinn versus Kellen Moore. I can't say I remember seeing Kellen Moore out there on the field doing anything. Dan Quinn was so hands-on with guys, technique-wise, hand movement, hand placement. This guy was fired up like this was a game, and you could feel that energy transferring to the players on the field. And
Okay.
when you saw them pass rushing, because literally every drill that I saw him do, and this is what pisses me off is, okay, you're hearing static, Matthew? Let me see.
I mean, you sound fine to me.
You're hearing, Matthew says he's hearing static on his end. I don't know why you're hearing static. If DMV's not hearing it, you shouldn't. But let me make sure all my connections are tight. Let me know if you're still hearing it, okay? Because it could be that I don't have a great signal. I didn't realize. I apologize, DMV. I didn't realize we were doing a live stream right now. It was like, oh, we're on in 6 minutes. I was like, what? I was about to jump in the shower from getting all the chlorine and stuff off me. So I threw everything together real quick to get everything set up and all. And I hope that I have it. Let me double check my audio system here.
Yeah, Jack said we're clear.
It says we're clear?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I don't know. Somebody said it might be DMV's mic. Okay. All right. Well. Okay. This is broke ass media, so understand that's what you get on broke ass media. Okay. So hopefully we can make it through. Me too. Ryan Wilson says, me too static. Is there a fan on? No.
You know what? I do have a fan. I'm gonna go turn the fan on.
Okay. I heard the click sounds. Okay.
All right.
I don't hear any difference.
I don't hear any
difference myself, but okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
I know people go crazy when the sound's not good, and so on. Brian Green says the sound is good. Maybe somebody's fucking with us. I'm not lying. You sound clear. Just hear static. Okay. I'll have to check out the system a little bit later, and definitely I need to get it ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow, if you are in Oxnard, we're going to be at Red Robins after practice. The scrimmage is tomorrow, but I don't know what the talking head said, because I haven't actually looked at what anybody said or anybody else's video. I'm just going by my own personal view. When you go through, it sounds like a waterfall. Okay.
Mostly everybody's saying it sounds good on my end.
I don't hear anything. Let me see. Okay. Well, forgive us, okay? We can hear us, though. All right. A little static, my boy. Well, it could be.
Chris Cantu says, love a coach who's out there in players' faces and giving the players a visual of what to do. Wish more was more hands-on. Well, here's the thing. Dan Quinn, if you look at Dan Quinn's resume,
he is hands-on.
Has had the coaching experience and coming up the tree. So he's been an assistant in the pro level. Then he was that for a while. Then he went back to Florida, and then he came back and became a defensive coordinator. And then he was a head coach, and then now he's back as a coordinator. So he's done everything there is to do at the coaching position. If you look at Kellen Moore, what has Kellen Moore, what's been his experience other than being a quarterback coach for a year and then being an OC?
Right. There is none. There is none, and that's the problem that we have here. Is, for some reason. So it's only on my end. Okay, so it must be. Let me change mics real quick. But hold it. It's only on my end, but that wouldn't be the microphone, because the mic's going into the system.
I wonder if it has to do with the double stream, because everybody over here says they hear everything fine.
Yeah, but I'm not playing it over here. And we've done this before. Hang on for 1 second. Make sure there's not another audio device that's on. Okay. That audio source. Audio 5. Let me turn everybody off.
Yeah, I'm looking at your comments. Lola says it sounds static on yours.
It's Mark.
It must be something.
Okay. But I've done multiple double streams. Matthew Johnson. Oh, I'm good. Okay, so I think I got it now.
You do sound a lot clearer now, but I could hear you.
It's back. I can still hear them. Was good, but now bad. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so all right. Is it there? Static is back. All right, I'm gonna have to play with it. Was good, but now bad. Well, it was good because I turned it off. Okay, might be my mic. Hang on.
I'll keep you guys entertained for a while. But yeah, hey, if you guys had an opportunity, go check out the live stream if you hadn't between Mark and Law Nation. They gave a huge breakdown right after practice. And from what I understand, they're probably going to do that tomorrow too. And
sounds like the wind, but your voice is clear. Okay, let's see if that's it. Change the microphones and see if that's it. All right, can you hear me, DMV?
Definitely. I can hear you the whole time, so I didn't know. But I'm not listening to your channel.
But it's weird that it's not staticky on your side, but it is on mine. That's kind of crazy. Okay, I'll play with it later. Hopefully that's it. Well, if it's still here, then it's not the mic. Then it's somewhere else in the system. I've got a ghost in the machine, I guess.
Yeah. Timothy Looper asked me if I'm at camp. No, I'm not at camp, but you know what? Me and Mark are flip-flopping roles. And when I was at the draft or when I was out in Vegas, I called in and zoomed in. And so we're just flip-flopping roles this time. Hopefully the next event we'll be there together.
Amen on that one. Okay, so they're saying I've still got static. Okay, let me try one.
Meeker said Mark's video on DTs was fire.
Okay, hang on. The hangout with
Amanda Brown on your channel said my show with Boss Cowboys is good.
Okay.
Appreciate you, man. A lot of people said that, man.
All right, let's see if that took care of it, because it might be the mic. It's a brand new mic cable that came from Amazon, so it might be a bad mic cable. But it would be bad on your end. Okay. All right. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to either deal with it on this one, and then I'll figure it out. Yeah, my wires are connected correctly, because there's only one way to connect them.
The Reaper says, man, I wish we would sign another receiver, but Jerry said, heck no. Yeah, that's something we could talk about, that ego.
Okay.
Man, that ego, it's terrible. That ego is holding us back. The ego is part of the curse. That ego, man, I mean, to be honest with you, I've been around a lot of people with egos.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Jerry probably feels like his ego is why he is where he is, so he's going to keep doing things the way he is. But if you remember in his opening press conference, he said that he doesn't really focus too much on the mistakes that he makes, but he kind of looks at the things that he does well, and he kind of keeps moving forward. But it's just like, bro, I mean, look at this roster. Do you think that at the receiver position you did well there? Look at what we have.
Well, here's Amari Cooper allegedly is hurting with an ankle, so he's actually not practicing today. Now, we don't know how long it'll be. Kevin Stefanski doesn't seem to think that it's major and so on. So 3 of the 4 guys that we let go right now are not actually practicing. So we may have still had the same issue. But
one of the guys we signed broke his damn foot.
But, I don't know that we can miss him yet because we've never really had him. he hasn't really been able to work out so far.
No, I mean that's true. Jake Ferguson got hurt today, hamstring. That's a guy they drafted.
Yeah.
Somebody else got hurt today too. I can't think. It was somebody in the position. Oh, and remember, we don't have Gallup, so that's something that we signed. We signed him, and we knew we weren't gonna have him.
Right.
So, like Reaper says, the wide receiver position looks like 2018 all over again.
It's
And
true. Okay, here's what I'm gonna. Okay, if it's clear on your end, then that means there's a problem with my stream going out. I'm gonna kill my stream on my side and then restart it, everybody. Okay, so we're gonna try it again and see what happens for the offense. It was a great practice for the defense. The defense is playing lights out. If you're a defensive person, you have to feel good about the defense right now. I feel great about what I saw in the defense, but the question is, was the defense looking good because the offense was just that bad? I don't know. And defense typically is way ahead of the offense.
so Jack Meeker says, who was the weak link from the starters in the O line? So it's pretty hard for you to watch all five, but where do you feel like the pressure was coming from?
It was coming. Listen, nobody was getting stopped out there. I saw Micah coming off the edge. I saw Tristan Hill. You know, the guards were bad today. Zach Martin and Tyler Smith. Both of them were bad. It was just, like I said, it was just a bad day all day. Now, and I'm going to say that with practice today, the focal point was definitely on pass rushing. Every drill that they did was about pass rushing, and they really and truly worked hard on that. And it showed when they came through. They came through like gangbusters.
Yikes. Somebody said, and Lola said, Mark, I see you got some sun, I see.
I did. You know, I had to, yeah, it was definitely, I should have put on some sunscreen. I definitely looking a little bit like Santa Claus. So over there is, it still sounds bad over there, guys. I'm getting a warning that I don't have a great streaming, so it might be because the streaming is not there. I'm going to walk up this, I wish I could play the rumor song, but I don't have my streaming deck with me. Sorry. You're going to continue to see Dalton Schultz. Now, I will say Dalton Schultz will probably get 100 catches this season.
Yeah, I heard that. So it looks like Dak and Schultz, Dak and CD are on the same, or Dak and Tolbert, because those are the three that I see consistently getting passes. Now, you were there. Is it kind of doctored up with what the reporters are showing us? Are we missing a lot in between?
I've got a lot of clips that I need to go through. In fact, I've watched, like, I'll show you later on. I just need to sit down and actually go through some of the clips. It was bad. I'm going to tell you, our kicker, okay. We only made, I think, one field goal today. And we did not get in the end zone.
So are you, I don't want to say this but I'm going to say it anyway. Are you saying that in practice today, the only score we got, or the only drive we got, was garbage yard?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, I did see, now I'm going to say, now we didn't have Jake Ferguson out there. And Jeremy Sprinkles, I believe, that's an Achilles. He may be gone. Okay.
That's what it was. It was Sprinkles who the Achilles.
Now, Sprinkles, I'm not going to say was, oh my God, he's the best. Okay. Sprinkles, I like to hope that Jake Ferguson is going to be better. Now, things that, like I said, things that I did like to see. One, Dak Prescott can scramble and move around. That's good. He's moving around a lot better than we've seen him last year. Okay, so that's the first thing that you got to be happy about. Second thing, Dalton Schultz is catching passes left and right. Dalton Schultz is the security blanket. And I saw some good, and again, I've got to go through the clips and things. I just haven't had time to. We did a lot of 12 personnel. In fact, we did 12 personnel. We did a lot of single back, where we take the back and take him out of the backfield, and now all of a sudden we got 5 wideouts. So we're doing a lot of shifting, and using 12 personnel. So 12 personnel out of maybe necessity of not having the playmaking wide receivers. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb and who's the next guy, who's the next best guy up. That's going to end up being who's playing, and we're going to have 2 tight ends. So I hope that Jake Ferguson is what we hope that he's going to be, that he's going to be a better tight end than Blake Jarwin. And if that's the case, then okay, then that's good. That's good. Let me know, is the static gone on that end, guys? I restart.
Mark Hutchinson with the super chat. I wouldn't expect anything less with the number 1 defense.
Well, like I said, here's okay. The thing that you have to love is defense ruled the day. We saw Micah Parsons, literally blanket club cover Dalton Schultz. You couldn't have gotten. Remember when we had the 4th down and they ended up putting the index card to see if the ball was a first down or not?
Yeah.
That's how tight the coverage was with Micah Parsons on Dalton Schultz. He was all over. And like I said, Tristan Hill still static on Mark's Live. That's crazy. That makes no sense that they're still static on here. I don't know how I'm broadcasting to you and using my mic.
What you might have to do to play with it, like later on, is if you know how you stream videos or whatnot, and you kind of watch it or whatever, and then you kind of talk, you might have to do that to see if it's still static when you do that.
Yeah.
That's right. James Warren's right. Make sure you guys smash them likes, man. Get them likes up, baby.
Amen on that one. Let me try one other thing here.
So,
go ahead.
I have a question. So, because I asked you to do a Tyler Smith watch. You had the opportunity to look at him today because you were in the trenches. I saw you had the pancake on Osa. What did you feel like his day was like today, although you felt like the offensive line struggled?
I actually focused on the defensive line more today than the offensive line. Tomorrow I'm going to focus in on the offensive line because Lord knows we truly need to see how the offensive line does. Actually, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm still playing with this right now. Let me see what happens if I go.
I wonder if you hit mute on your own.
Okay. I'm going to have to play with this some more tonight.
Well, it's better to find it out now.
Yeah, before tomorrow. I don't know why I'm staticky. This is actually driving me crazy because last night I couldn't get the sound on the system. Okay. All right, y'all. I apologize. Is there a noise cancellation feature on the audio? No. Or if it is, I don't know where it is. No, we changed mics, we changed cables, and we would hear it over on DMVs. I'll tell you what, if it's bothering you, just go over to DMV's feed, hit the like button, and we'll talk over there, because it's clear on his end. It's clear coming back through my headset. So it's probably something where I need to reboot my computer, or it may be that I'm on a different Wi-Fi,
It could be that because
And
I'm at home in high speed FiOS, so it could be the Wi-Fi
yeah,
possibly.
because I'm getting a connection speed is slow, so that may be part of the problem. Um, all right, go. I'm sorry. We're going to focus in on the conversation here. I'm not going to worry about this right now.
Okay, Sugar Daddy Williams with the super chat. The offense can't be that bad with that talent. Look out for this D. Hashtag Fat Boy.
Okay, all right. Well, Zeke Elliott. Okay, Zeke looked good. Zeke is moving well. Okay, I can tell you Zeke is looking well. Tony Pollard's looking well. Dak Prescott's looking well.
That, that's a good thing to know. Sorry about that, man. Somebody calling me right now. You know, I'm a hot. You know, like you said, I got connections, man. That was the connection calling me right
Okay.
there. Yeah. So, this is a segment where it's like, what's going on with. So I'm going to ask you about people that the fans kind of want to know. You were with the defensive line today, so we kind of focus on that. What's going on with John Ridgeway? I saw
John Ridgeway. I love John Ridgeway. Here's actually a couple things. Quentin Bohannon looks like he has taken some of the baby fat and turned it into muscle. He doesn't look sloppy fat. He's a big man. That was great. In one of the drills that I actually loved watching, what they were doing is they're using the dummy, of course, the blocking sled. And what they're doing is they're taking one hand and they're literally basically going right for the heart. Okay, so you're basically punching right there. And then the next move is getting your hand on the back of the shoulder pads to turn the offensive lineman. So it's basically shock and then boom, over. So it's almost like a swim, but not quite a swim, because they are really trying to get your hand on the other side of the shoulder. Okay. And so by doing that, what you're going to do is you're actually getting the shoulders turned. You're rocking the offensive lineman off balance, and then you're turning him. And that way, you basically now have a seam to go through and get past them. I love that drill, and they worked on that. They really slammed that home and worked on that a lot today.
I saw Dan Quinn. It wasn't Dan Quinn, but I saw they had some kind of hula hoop there, and they were working on the bend.
They were basically, they're trying to get you to be able to dig in deep, get into it, and be able to work around to bend that edge and stuff on there. So when you started seeing with the pressure that they were able to push up the middle with, and also too on the outside, they had the other thing that was interesting too is you saw the Dante Fowlers, you end up seeing DeMarcus Lawrence. You saw them doing a lot of pass rushing like an outside linebacker in 2-point stance. So you're going to see a lot of mixes and stuff in here, and this actually makes me feel better about the linebacking core, because if you're going to go ahead and basically have a 4 linebacker set, you're basically taking the defensive ends and you're making them linebackers, so it means you're only actually using 2 linebackers in the strong side and the weak side linebacker. So if you do happen to have an injury to the linebackers, that's a way that you can kind of get away and protect it. Because we were kind of going through, me and Law, we did a live stream over at Red Robin, and we were saying, where would you rather have an injury, the offensive line or the linebacking core? We can weather a linebacker issue a lot more than we could an offensive lineman, because I feel like we're razor thin on that offensive line that, right now we were struggling with the starters on there. I don't want to see if Tyler Smith goes out and we got to move Tyler Smith to tackle, and then we got to bring Connor McGovern in, or putting Josh Ball in there. Everybody was getting beaten up today.
Well, I think it has a lot to do with Dan Quinn knowing what to do with his groceries, opposed to Kellen Moore really not knowing what to do with his groceries. Because when Dan Quinn, like, he'll bring in somebody, like, for example, he'll kick the tires on what's the guy that they were looking at, McKinley.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that we'll look at and be like, huh, what? But Dan Quinn will know exactly what he wants to do with that person, where he'll line them up, how, if they get hurt, where I'm going to put them, or if I'm getting a DB or a linebacker, a safety, that safety can play linebacker. He knows exactly what he's going to do. Right. Seems like Kellen Moore has an issue with the counterpunch. Like, somebody brought that up, where I think it might have been Will Steele or somebody, where he was just like, he struggles with being able to have contingency plans. And again, it makes you wonder: is it Kellen Moore, and that's what he wants, and he's telling the front office that, or if it's the front office saying this is what you have to work with? Because when I look at Dan Quinn and his side of the ball, it seems like everything just falls in line.
It does. Well, Dan Quinn looks like he knows what he's doing. I mean, like I said, the defense is clearly way ahead of the offense. And that's not to say that tomorrow that the defense is not going to look like ass, because it's quite possible that it does. And it's, you're going to have some good days and bad days. And for us to get bent out of shape here really a week into training camp, tomorrow is actually 1 week that we've actually gotten in there. We've got the scrimmage tomorrow. We'll see where they go from there. I'm just pointing out that we got to have a better effort from the players and things than we had today on the wide receiver core and the offensive line. They definitely did not look as good as what you want to see.
Did you see, because from what I understand, I saw that Jordan Lewis had a really acrobatic interception today.
Yeah, I caught that. Actually, I think when I tweeted, I put Boss Man Fat, but it was Jordan Lewis. But yeah, he definitely really got in there and picked it off. It was a great pick.
Yeah, and Boss Cowboy was like, man, I got to get to camp because these are things that they're not covering. Was there a lot of turnovers from the defense today? Because that was something that kind of slipped through the cracks where Jordan Lewis made an acrobatic
That was the only one from Dak. That was the only one from Dak that I can remember. Cooper Rush, I think there were a couple.
And from what I understand, quarterback play too. I mean, you had the opportunity to be there, but you kind of focus more on defensive line. But I hear that Will Greer is outplaying Cooper Rush right now, from what I understand.
Yes. But again, it's only a weekend. I'm not sure I'm ready to go ahead and say, yeah, we get that he's the better guy. I'm not quite ready for that one. Cooper Rush, of course,
might need to be a discussion though. Even though Cooper Rush came in and won us a Minnesota Viking game, I mean, if Will Greer is that much better than him, I mean, at the end of the day, the better guy should win, not the guy you like.
Well, I'm going to need to see a little more first.
Okay. Well, that'll be something that I'll jot down, and we'll talk about in upcoming, shows, or if it keeps coming.
What I can say is Ben DiNucci definitely is not the one. He got his one play in there, and it was just about ugly. And I root for Ben. I honestly do root for Ben DiNucci, but it's just the dream's not going to happen.
Okay, so there was probably a guy that you. Okay, gotcha.
Oh wow, that is a lot of static in there. Okay. All right, so let me do. Hang on for 1 second. Let me try one more thing here before.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he looked really good. I think he had one today too, I think. Can you hear me? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he looked really good. I think he had one today too, I think. I think I got it. Can you hear me? I think I've got it off, the static off of there. Okay. Sorry, this is broadcast media. Miami Dolphins. I know that Connor Williams is looking like ass, and I know that they lost a first-round draft pick for tampering because of Sean Payton and Drew Brees. Tom Brady. I heard that. Yeah, losing a first round draft pick, that's huge. Mm-hmm. DMV is muted. Somebody said DMV is muted. Oh, come on. He can't be muted. I hear him over here. Oh, Lordy hell. It's just one of those days. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm good, but you're not. The strange thing is the fact that I'm hearing you on yours, but I'm not hearing me on me. They say you're quiet.
Hey, it sounds. You sound good. I don't know about me, but Jack, I don't know if you.
You hear me? Well, on my channel?
You sound good. I don't know about me.
Yeah, actually, I hear the static in the background. You sound like you're far, far away. So, you hear me? Well, on my channel? Okay. All right. So I need to, because I haven't done anything. I literally threw this together in like 5 minutes. So that was probably part of my problem here.
They old media. I don't really trust them that much.
I think I got you now. I think there's like 50 million different things that are on here. Okay, so let me know if DMV, if his volume should be back now.
All day today.
Okay, I think I finally got it together. Okay, all right.
Yes, we good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
All right, so the thing is from unplugging everything and then shipping it and stuff, my mic mixer's got like 20 different things that are on here, and so I was hitting the wrong ones. And that, okay, so Lola says, there you go. Way to go, Broadcast Media. We're 30 minutes into a show, and I done fucked it up. Okay, I'm sorry, Dad.
But see,
I done messed up.
Look,
okay.
it's
I can
better,
focus now.
It's better that you get it now, though, because, look, we plan on doing some other trips, don't we?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Okay, all right, let's get back to the real questions. Okay, so things that I liked. I liked seeing Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott seems like he's got a burst. He's got definitely, his legs are better than they were the second half of the season. Dak Prescott, he's running for his life, but he's moving around well, and his mechanics look good. He's got a lot of velocity on the football. Dalton Schultz looks like he's definitely going to have, it wouldn't surprise me if he has 100 catches this season. You definitely want to put him in fantasy football on your team, okay? The offensive line did not look good. CeeDee Lamb, if you watch, any of you guys are West Coast guys, he was just like, he was done. He's like, this is supposed to be your number one guy, and he was just, he was giving it to him. And I couldn't say anything differently of it. He literally looked like he was making business decisions. Now, we didn't have Jake Ferguson out there. We did have a lot of 12 personnel. In fact, I love seeing 12 personnel where we ended up putting Dalton Schultz in motion and used them on the wham blocks. And I know you know wham blocks, right? Wham block. Okay. By putting Dalton Schultz in motion, and you do wham. Because I would hate wham blocks, because as a nose guard, you're used to getting hit by the guard, the other guard, the center. Sometimes the tackle. Happens is you've got the guards going off to the linebacker over here, this guard's going off someplace else, the center is not hitting you, but as soon as the ball snapped, the tight end is literally hitting you and you don't see it coming. And so it's like an influence block, and it's like a real quick hitter, so that way you've got a hole for the running back to run straight up the field, because those are like really quick, fast hitting plays that you don't have time to go ahead and be prepared for, because you're not seeing the hit come at you. So I did see them doing the wham blocks with him in motion. I did see a lot of 12 personnel that they would shift, and all of a sudden you got two tight ends on one side. One is actually basically kind of like an H-back, and he's going up the field and doing blocking and stuff like that. So we were running out of it and we were passing out of it. Sometimes we would start out with a single back, 12 personnel, and everybody go, Zeke Elliott goes out wide, your tight end split out, so now you got 5 wide outs. So it does look like they're trying to do the 12 personnel, and maybe a lot of it is because we're doing something different and they haven't gotten it down pat. You know what I mean? That they need more time to practice it.
And ultimately, practice is the time to really work on these, work out the kinks and figure out what you could do, what you can't do. Mm-hmm. I could personally tell you, as an OC last year, I worked on a lot of things for my team that I knew we weren't going to do, but I wanted to see if we could do it.
Right, and sometimes you pull out plays and say, we're ripping that out the playbook. We're never going to do that shit again.
Look at certain, for example, the linemen. They're probably trying to figure out, okay, what's the best 5 linemen that we could put out there right now while we develop our young guy, Tyler Smith. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see a lot of combinations there to see what works, what doesn't work. Hopefully, you don't see a lot of those combinations with Dak behind the center, but maybe Cooper Rush or Danucci. Hopefully, you're not seeing too many combinations with Dak out there. But
yeah,
I pretty much touched on all of the guys that we really wanted to see right now. And hopefully tomorrow is a better day for the offense, where maybe they bounce back, because it looked like the offense had a better day yesterday than they had today from your accounts. But then again, I'm only going off of what clips I saw today.
Again, I really have not had a chance to go through and look at what the media's narrative was. How were they saying the team practiced today?
All they're showing is offensive clips. So I see Dak the CD, Dak the Dalton Schultz, Dak the CD, Dak the Tolbert. They're not showing all of the turnovers, and they're not showing all of the incompletions and all of that type of stuff. They're not really showing the defense balling out like that. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to hear you say that also with you and West Coast talking about CD making business decisions. From my vantage point, what I'm saying, CD is killing. So, to hear that, that's crazy to
maybe
me.
It's that'll be different when the game's going. I don't know. I'm just saying, I saw so many plays where it just did not look like it.
So all we're seeing right now is highlights, but we're not really seeing the ugly. So I think that it's interesting. And I'd rather hear you guys' account being there opposed to really just showing me a whole bunch of highlights and giving me a whole bunch of hype, to be honest with you. That's why I appreciate you being there. I appreciate West Coast being there. Appreciate Law Nation for being in there. A lot of guys for the new media, because the old media, like I said, they're going to paint a picture, and they're trying to create and keep the relationships that they have,
of course, yeah,
with some of the front office and stuff. So, yeah. We head on out. What do you think about Jerry saying that he doesn't really want to add, he doesn't feel any urgency to add any more receivers to to this roster as
He's
far
not
as
the only one.
veterans.
CD said that same thing too. It's like we got what we need right here, and maybe they do. If the Cowboys can, but if we have to be, 300, 350 yards every game, and we got to live and die on the pass, I'm not sure that we have it right now to start the season. We are going to need to be able to run the football. And we're going to.
In my opinion, the best teams can do both.
Mm-hmm.
So one day when it doesn't show up here, you can do this. You ultimately want to be balanced, and ultimately we want to run the football. But I mean, at some point, man, you're going to have to be able to throw it.
Right.
You're going to have to be able to throw it. And we saw what it was like when Dak didn't have anybody that he can trust, because Dak will not let the ball go. Dak is going to pump that thing.
Well, he's got that with Dalton Schultz. He's got the security blanket with Dalton Schultz.
But at the time he got hurt, he had the security blanket of Jason Witten, and you know what I'm saying. Like, we had to end up going to get. Yeah. So, but yeah, he has Dalton Schultz. So you have a point there. But then again, it's just like if they're giving you 6 yards and he's not really. Because Dalton Schultz looks good right now, where they're not bringing him to the ground. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And I haven't really seen
Dalton Schultz down the field pretty good. It wasn't like 5-6 yards out. They were working him down the field.
So you saying chunk plays?
Chunk plays, yeah.
Because that's ultimately what I want out of my tight end. I need some chunk plays. I don't need just because when you said security blanket, I'm thinking, that's 6 yard. Stop route button hook.
Well, I mean, the guy that right now, that's the guy that you look at and say he believes in it, because he was throwing in some tight windows in there where Dalton Schultz was not open. He was throwing him open, and they were connecting on him.
Also, they're not really blasting their ass either.
Well, that's true too. But okay, I'm trying to get something
I know.
On here.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Mike Webb says, I think as fans we rush to conclusions too much about the offense and receivers. Give them time to develop over the next few weeks. I agree. I agree with that, and I know what's going to happen is people are going to say, well, Law and West Coast and Mark Holmes, they don't know what they're talking about. They're just overreacting. That's not what I heard from okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just giving you my personal opinion that. Okay, how many touchdowns did you hear, or how many touchdown passes? He says they saw a highlight from today of a touchdown pass. I'll give you $50 because there was not a touchdown pass today by any of them. It was not. They did not get there. The kicking game was atrocious. I saw
one. I think
the defense was the best group on the field. Blue Virus, it was great meeting you over there. We're going to be over at Red Robin again tomorrow, so hopefully if you're still in town, come on back by. We definitely had a ball. That's the thing that's kind of cool about being here, is meeting the fans. Everybody knows what you look like and I look like and all that stuff. Just a little bit burnt more today than usual. But seeing the fans and meeting them and hearing their stories is actually really, really cool. And that's one of the reasons I love to actually be able to do this. I feel so blessed actually being here and being able to do this. And look forward to the next couple of days of doing the same thing, and hope that I can come in and say, man, that offense was lights out, man. CeeDee Lamb, that's what I'm hoping that we can do. But I don't want to sugarcoat and give you guys a whole bunch of bullshit. We got to understand that everybody who's down there on the sidelines there, that's they got to have to toe the company line. Sometimes you don't exactly get the full story. They're going to have to shade it because they've got to be able to deal with the Cowboys and be able to get back in the room and stuff. And if you don't get the press that you want, you kind of get kicked to the side. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, similar to that interview with Newey Scruggs where he was asking about Jimmy Johnson, and he started with saying Jerry was petty, but then he kind of had to, buddy it up at the end when he saw Jerry getting. All he did was ask the question that all of us fans were asking. And Rome asked a question today, and it really made me think. Where he said,
Shout out to Sugar
anybody
Daddy.
who and Rome asked a question, and I had to think about this. He said, if anybody has access to Jerry or Stephen Jones, ask them this question: why do they hate the fans so much?
Ooh,
and,
good question.
And I had to think about that. And yeah, it was a good question because it's just like they love us to spend the money, but then when we ask the questions or we give the outrage, then it's we don't know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
They know and they have all of the answers, and they don't care what we think.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with that comment. It is really hard to argue with that because I have to agree with you wholeheartedly. We want to do, and but they don't really care. All they care about is this is the thing that's crazy, and it's like what they're doing. They're the most valuable sports franchise in the world. They're making money hand over fist, and maybe that's what it's really about. Why change it if we're still making money, even though we're not winning jack?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not necessarily about winning, and that sucks.
I mean, he's not actually practicing because his elbow is a problem, and we may end up being lucky with some of the teams we play because we still play the Rams relatively early. He's not able to throw. It may be that he ends up being like Dak Prescott was and can't throw in training camp and is limited when the season starts. You look at Tampa Bay, who they've lost their center, they've lost, of course, a lot of the receivers. Of course, everybody says, "Oh, they got Julio Jones," but Julio Jones is done. I'm sorry, I don't think Julio Jones is going to be that great, and he can't stay healthy. The Cowboys may still be really competitive one way or the other just because everybody else has kind of come back down to earth too. And they may end up having a great season because, sometimes you get teams that lose a player here and a player there that's instrumental in their team and they can't recover. The team is going to be good, and I think they'll be a playoff team. The question is, are we just going to be like we always are, where we're good enough that you think you're close, but not really bad enough that you really just tear it up and start all over? It's just like we have constantly been stuck in the middle of the pack where we just can't seem to get out of it.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, man. I'm going to end the show now, man. So what do you have planned tomorrow so that the people can know exactly when to come to your channel and when to look for it?
Well, we'll be, we'll be over at practice about half hour or so before practice and stuff, getting some of the sights and sounds there, and we'll get some clips and stuff. I was actually able to post a few videos during practice, and I'm going to be more cognizant of doing that. I'm definitely going to be focusing in on the offensive line more tomorrow than I did today. It's kind of funny because they kind of play games with you because you don't know. They've changed everything so much. There's so many houses and things that are built up around there that if you are on the far field, you have to be there before practice, and you cannot leave until after practice. They have the VIP section, which is back, which is, if you want to spend the money to do that, they've got the tents and the tables and all that. But if you were in the VIP section today, you were screwed because the field where they normally do all the work and stuff on, they did work for about a half an hour, but then everything was on the other side of the field. So you've got to kind of stake out and hope that you're on the right field because all those people were literally on that side locked in for 2 hours, and only a half hour of the time were they actually working over there. Now, they were there when they exit the field and stuff, but as far as being able to see what's going on, they didn't. So it's kind of a crapshoot, but I've learned the secret is pay attention to where the big camera is. That will kind of lead you on which one of the fields you're going to be on. So when I get there, we'll scope out and try and figure out where they're going to be and try and stake our spot so we can get good content. And I definitely want to follow the offensive line and see what they're doing and check out, hopefully see Tyler Smith a lot more. We're going to be live. We're going to go over to Red Robin, and if you're here like Blue Virus, I'll shout out to you. It's been great meeting you today. We're going to go to Red Robin, and me and Law, we're going to do a joint live stream. West Coast may join us as well from there, and trying to bring some of the fans over there so they can be part of the crowd and stuff and get their comments as well. And just keep on doing what we're doing right now.
Gotcha. Hey, man, I appreciate you for stopping by, man. Appreciate everybody. If you didn't get a chance to like on either channel, make sure you guys like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys comment. Also, make sure you share all of this great content with your other cowboy friends out there. Maybe even some haters out there. You know what I mean? Make sure, you spread the mojo, as my guy Mark says all the time. You know what I'm saying?
And remember, of course,
you play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
Hello? Exactly. You play to win the game.
Appreciate everybody. Thank you
don't
guys.
play to just play it.
We out.